Now you're down to a game, though, that it could be it, right? If Hikaru wins this game, that's it. Magnus got to win to send us into overtime or at least not lose.
And what is this opening? It looks very adventurous, and White's king is safely castled. Black's king remains in the center, but Black does have the pair of bishops. So I would say initial advantage White, but if the checkmate attack doesn't happen quickly, then Black suddenly might be right back in this.
Agreed. F6. It's a spicy move.
And
you want that knight on d5, but he wants more than just a trade.
Wow,
Rook enters the center, but here comes bishop e3.
But rook d3. Oh, he walked into it. He checked. I missed the check.
Oh, he had a check. I missed the check.
Oh.
Everybody missed the check.
I mean, we're in scary territory. This queen just wrapped around a b5, but it's doing nothing over there. Yeah. In fact, the e4 pawn's about to drop, and the f6 pawn is also weak in the endgame.
No one knows what's going on here, least of all the eval bar. It's a 5-second time advantage, though, for Hikaru, which is huge if things stay the same. Magnus has got to make something happen or he's going to get flagged.
Yes, if Magnus is going to lose, he better keep an eye on the match clock and then resign immediately because there's still time left, and he would have a chance to win that game. But, it's getting bad for him. It looks like the eval bar is saying White is better.
That's a brilliant point. If Magnus is going to lose, he needs to resign like now.
Yes, but it's unclear. In this position, it looks like Black is the one who's doing well. He's stealing the pawns, but his clock is down under 11 seconds. He's grabbing all the pawns. He's got to go. He has to rush this like he's never rushed before.
Yep, 10 seconds. Here comes the A pawn. Push him.
Before. You missed it. It's a tied match. It's a tied match, and they get one more game. I think there were seconds on the clock, so this game doesn't start the 6-move mini match that they would have to see who can win by 2. We'll get word from our producers, but he went rook b4. I'm not sure if he was going for a cheeky, my opponent might pre-move, or he moused it, but either way, Magnus takes the game, and we are knotted up at 13.5.
OMG's snaps. There's a reason those emotes exist for subscribers. Emotes like this, because we freak out when bullet chess happens, and this is crazy. And Hikaru, again, just felt like he snatched a defeat, snatched a draw there from the jaws of victory. He and Magnus has got to get credit for keeping in those games. By the way, Magnus now up on the clock here.
I mean, this is a renewed sense of faith in his ability to win this match. And while we are seeing some trades, the h4 pawn is loose. That bishop on g7 hitting the e5 pawn. But I think Magnus with the lead on the clock, and I would take his position even though that rook just landed in the enemy camp.
Completely agreed. You gotta like White's position here. This is regulation. We have had it confirmed, we believe, by production and game ops who are behind the scenes making sure. Whoa!
What was rook e4? He's going for a rook lift. I guess there was a knight f6 check and opening up the e-file. There's something here. Apparently there is. He goes queen d8. He wants rook d8 with a mating attack. The queen blocks in g6.
Yeah. There was queen takes f3 there for Black, by the way, everyone. That's why he retreated to d3. Hikaru trying to get the queens off the board. Who's better here with the a pawn, the e pawn? I have no idea what's going on. Will Magnus just settle on a draw? No. I think he does.
And you see Magnus, he's mad at himself because he was up about 7 seconds. The match remains tied. Now we are into overtime. And so it changes things. We still win by 2, and they get 6 games. So after the 6th game, if there's someone in the lead, they win the match, even if it's just a 1-point margin. Danny, this is what the people wanted.
This is what the people wanted. It's what they signed up for. I am just sitting here like a little kid, bundled up on Christmas, opening presents, knows that all of them are going to be great. Doesn't matter. I don't even know what's going on or any other holiday. I'm excited.
Hey, you like to open presents. I think Magnus wants to open the C file. This rook would have caused some problems, but he doesn't do that. Instead, he gives himself the F4 square and goes to the B file. And watch out, the A2 pawn is hanging. Rook B2. Yeah. Oh
my God, that's nasty. If you take it, we're going to have a baby girl Brittany on B1. You can't give Black... Oh, my God, it's all falling apart here. Hikaru will be down in the match. By the way, for the first time today, if he loses. Hikaru has not trailed in this match.
Wait, where did Magnus' queen just go? He didn't retreat it. He could have brought it back to F7, but he goes for this, and maybe we spoke too soon.
What just happened?
Oh, my gosh. This F6 pawn is hanging.
How did that happen?
And he pre-moved king h8, and he's just losing the game.
Wow. Well, I gave a commentator's curse earlier, and it backfired on Hikaru Nakamura. I guess I just cursed Magnus there because I am shocked that Hikaru Nakamura has won that game.
I just can't believe Magnus didn't drop his queen back when he was stealing all the pawns in the position. Maybe he just didn't realize there was a bishop on b3 before that. He didn't realize he could go back, but that's a thing of the past. And right now, Magnus with the white pieces has a nice position, but he's down 5 seconds. So he needs to go after this d6 pawn. He needs to hammer away at Hikaru's setup. Did he just... Oh, he got so fortunate that the rook on a8 was loose.
So lucky. He blundered the skewer, but it didn't matter. Hikaru worse in this position, but as you said, up a few seconds on the clock. But again, it's win or go home. Literally, if anyone earns a 2-point margin, everybody, that's it. Ship it. We're done.
And what is happening here? The rook b3 steals a pawn, but this open c-file. Watch out for the black king. Oh, they're making mistakes, both of them. Of course, it's bullet. It happens.
Yeah.
Oh, there's apparently a winning... Queen h7! Nerves. Free knight! Free knight!
e7, it was just hanging. Oh, he's still hanging. He sees it the third time.
Oh my
Oh
goodness.
my gosh. Agreed. These games never disappoint. Oh my gosh. Hikaru on a little bit of a delay. That's the moment where his knight was hanging.
And now bishop is hanging.
It's not over, though.
Oh, he just dropped a second piece. So he first dropped a knight, then a bishop, and his queen's not trapped. But look at Magnus. Just get those queens off the board. And then, oh, he didn't even have to. Hikaru resigned.
Yeah. Hikaru throws in the chow. We're back to tied, all netted up, 15 games apiece. Moving on to our third game in overtime, everybody.
I haven't seen an overtime this good since UConn-Syracuse back in that Big East tournament. This is really some epic stuff. I mean, they must both be super nervous at this stage. And look at Magnus adopting this French-like structure without a light square bishop.
Yeah, good for black here. Magnus increasing his space advantage on the queen side. High-level chess and bullet. Look at this move, king d7, by the way. Oh, connecting the rooks.
It's a great endgame. That's what they say, right? I hate on the French in the opening, but when you get to the endgame, it's almost always better for black because the base pawn, f7, very hard to get to, and look at white's pawns. They're sticking out a bit.
Yep. Opposite position you want to be in a French. Also, no edge on the clock this time for Hikaru. He is staring down what could be his first deficit in the match.
And the last time you said it, you jinxed Magnus. This time you almost did as well, apparently. But look at that. These knights, they're going right after this rook. And if rook c2? What is happening here?
I have no idea. He's going to take c1 and be down the exchange, but he's got some compensation.
Oh, no, look,
what a trick.
He wants to trade them all. He wants to trade all the
Knight
rooks.
e3 is going to take everything off the board. Hikaru doesn't want it.
And Hikaru's in huge trouble. Magnus just has to take... Why did he spend like 5 seconds on that turn? He is wasting time.
Yeah, now he's losing the c-pawn, and he doesn't even win the material back. This is going the wrong direction for for Magnus.
Okay, but he did go up a piece here. And he's keeping... Knight f5, go give a check. Just give a check somewhere.
What's the time? Oh, but you got 10 to 7 seconds here.
And it's now under 8.
Super dangerous for Magnus.
Yeah, he's pre-moving. He's trying his best. Oh, he's blowing the a5 pawn. And now Hikaru's taking it, and he's taking the g6 pawn. So if the rooks come off, Hikaru
oh my god, and
lose
white's
the game.
even better now.
Oh my gosh. God. And Magnus lost the time.
Wow. He screams at the screen, unbelievable. I don't know what he's yelling about, but that is not what you wanted. Hikaru maintains a 1-game lead, or regains a 1-game lead, and Magnus has never led in this match.
And I think part of it is your fault. The commentator's curse strikes again.
I'll shut up. I mean,
no, you do the talking. Hey, we're not rooting for anybody here.
Every time Magnus gets close to taking his first lead, again, just joining, Hikaru has led this match wire to wire. Magnus completed at one point, what was it, a 4? Was it 5 games at one point?
It ballooned up to quite a substantial difference between them. I guess they're chatting. Maybe Hikaru, because his matches haven't been close, he doesn't know that overtime is still win by 2. They're checking to see what game they are. So that is very smart. That is really smart by both of them. They're seeing how many games do we have left before it becomes sudden death.
Yeah. So they're chatting with the team. Staff confirmed it was 5 games of a lead for Hikaru Nakamura at one point. In fact, at a couple different points, Hikaru had a 5-game lead. So we are in overtime chess here. Both players confirming where the match sits. It's a win by 2 scenario unless we get to 6 games, and then it's sudden death. Whoever wins is your bullet chess champion. Although, actually, if Magnus Carlsen wins, we get more chess. So for the content, many people rooting for Magnus. For the Hikaru fans, they don't want to see any more chess.
And who do you think that little stall favored? Because Magnus lost the game, but both players must be nervous. So do you feel like any side gets the upper hand thanks to that mini break?
I think with players like this who are just objectively so good, it probably doesn't really matter. But you have to believe it always favors the person who lost the game to be able to take a breath. So maybe Magnus can kind of control his emotions for a moment. He is up a little bit in terms of space here.
Oh, and the d6 pawn is the worst pawn on the board if you can get around your dark square bishop. So yeah, a little bit extra space for Magnus, but a lot of extra time for Hikaru. 5 seconds at the moment. And whoa, what just happened to the king side?
What just happened there?
I look away for a second, and it's like vacuumed off the board.
Yeah, everything just exited. Hikaru probably okay with a draw, even though that doesn't win the match because he's black, gives him another chance to win with white. Remember, it's win by 2, unless we get to the 7th game.
This is an incredibly played game thus far, Danny. I've been watching the eval bar. It hasn't moved. They put all the best moves to this point, and black gives up a piece, but gets a bunch of pawns.
And it's going to be a draw by perpetual check. Maybe not, but this
Hikaru should play for a win. Look at the clock.
He should, and he knows it, and he does it. Hikaru going in. Wait, there was a blunder. Queen b6.
Yeah, this pawn is promoting. He allowed the queen in. The pawn is promoting. You see it on Magnus' face. He knows.
God.
It's over.
Oh my God, and that
it does it.
Is how Hikaru Nakamura defended his bullet chess championship title.
Oh my goodness. That was a clash of titans. And Hikaru speaking to his fans, his audience on his stream. But Magnus, he's as disappointed there with a second place finish. But Hikaru, he didn't trail a single time in the match. And Magnus almost made it happen, but almost is not good enough.